Mark chapter 5. Gai ölton esto peran, des talasses. And they came into the region beyond the sea. Eastern koran ton Gerasenon, into the region of the Gerasenes. Gai exeltontos autu ectu ploiu. And of his coming forth out of the boat, eutus hyperntersen autoi. Immediately one met to him, ektom meon anthropos, one man out of the tombs, en pneumati akatsaratoi, in an unclean spirit. Hostern katoikersen eken entois pneumasin, who had or was having a dwelling in the tombs or among the tombs. Gai ude haluse uketi udes edunato auton dersai, and not by means of a chain, nor any longer nobody was being able to bind him. Diato auton polakis pedais kai halusesin dedestai, through the often him being bound by shackles and by chains. Gai diespastai hypautu das haluses, and the chains being torn in two by him. Gai das pedas syntetriptai, and the shackles shattered. Gai udes isquen auton damasai, and nobody was being able to subdue him. Gai diapantos nuktos gai hermeras entois pneumasin, gai entois oresin, kradzon gai katakopton heauton litois, and through all night and day, in the tombs and in the mountains, he was being one crying out and cutting himself by means of stones. Gai idon ton Yeshun apo makroten, and having seen Yeshua from afar, edramen gai prosekunersen auton, he ran and fell on his knees as to worship him. Gai kraxas pornei megalei, and having cried out in a big voice, lege, he was saying, Di emoi gai soy, what to me and to thee, Yeshua, O Yeshua, hui tu teu tu hypsistu, O Son of the Most High God, orgidzo don theon, I am putting thee under oath toward God, murme basanisais. Thou shalt not, or thou shouldst not torment me. Elegen garautoi, for he was saying to him, Exelte to pneuma to akatarton, ectu anthropu. Come thou forth, O unclean spirit, out of the man. Kai eperota auton, and he was asking him, Di onomasoik, what is the name for thee? Kai lege autoi, and it was saying to him, or he was saying to him, Legion onomamoi, my name or the name to me, is Legion, hotipoloiesmen, because we are being many. Kai parekale auton polla, and he was begging him numerous times. Hina me auta, apostele exotus choras, that he not send them out of the country. Önde eke, prostoi ore, agele koiron megale, boscomene. And there was being there, toward the mountain, a great herd of pigs, the herd feeding. Kai parekalesan auton, and he begged him, legontes, saying, Pempson, hermas estus coirus, send thou us into the pigs, hina esautus eseltomen, so that into them we should enter. Kai epetrepsen autois, and he permitted to them. Kai exeltonta, and having gone out, ta pneumatata akatsarta eselton estus koirus, the unclean spirits entered into the pigs. Kai hormersen her agele katatu kremnu estern talassan, and the herd rushed down the precipice into the sea, hos diskilioi, about 2,000, kai epnigonto entoi talassoi, and they were drowning in the sea. Kai hoiboscontes, autus, epygon, kai apöngelan, estern polin, kai estu sagrus, and the ones feeding them fled and announced in the city and in the fields. Kai erton iden tiestin to gegonos, and they came to see what the thing having happened is. Kai erkontai proston Yeshun kai theorusin ton daimonizomenon katermenon, and they are coming to Yeshua, and they are seeing the one being possessed, sitting, himatismenon, clothed or having been clothed, kai sopronunta, and being of sound mind, ton eskerkota ton legiona, the one having had the legion, kai epobertersan, and they feared. Kai dierger santo autois hoidontes pose geneto toi daimonizomenoi, and the ones having seen what became for the one being possessed or demonized, they related to them, kai periton koiron, and concerning the pigs, kai erksanto parakalen auton, apelten apoton horion auton, and they began to implore him to depart from their regions. Kai embainonto sautu estoploion, and of him entering into the boat, parekale auton, hodaimonistes hina metautu the one having been demonized or possessed with demons was begging him so that he might be being with him. Kai uka pökenauton, and he permitted him not, alla lege autoi, but he is saying to him, hypage eston oikonsu, be thou going into thy house, prostus sus, to thy things, or thy ones. Kai apangelon autois hossa hokuriosoi, pepoiöken, kai sense, and report thou to them as many things that the Lord hath effectuated for thee, and hath had mercy toward thee. Kai apöltsen kai örksato görysen entöi dekapole hossa epoiösen autoi ho Jesus. And he departed, and he began to be proclaiming in the Decapolis as many things as Yeshua effectuated for him. Gaipantes et taumazon, and all were marveling. Gai diaperasantos tu Yeshu entoi ploioi palin estoperan, and of Yeshua's having passed over in the boat again into the other side, synökter oklos polus epauton, a great crowd gathered upon him, Gai paratern talassan, and he was being beside the sea. Gai erketai he ston archisynagogon, and one of the synagogue rulers is coming, onomati Iairos, by name Yair, kai idonauton pipte prostus podasautu, and having seen him, he is falling to his feet. Kai parakale auton polla, and he is begging him much. Legon hoti top tugatrionmu eskato seke, saying that my daughter, my little daughter, is having an end. Hina elton, so that having come, epitoi stas keras autoi, thou wouldst lay the hands to her. Hina sortoi, gaidzersoi, so that she might be saved and might live. Gai apölten metautu, and he departed with him. Gai ökolute autoi oklos polus, and a great crowd was following to him. Gai sunetlibon auton, and they were pressing upon him. Gai gune usa en ruse haimatos dodeka ete, and a woman, one being in a flow of blood 12 years, Gai polla patusa hypopollon iatron, and having suffered many things by many doctors or physicians, Gai dapanersasa daparauta spanta, and having spent all things about her, Gai murden opelertesa, and having benefited nothing, alla malon esto keron el tusa, but rather into the worse, having come. Akusasata peri tu Yeshu, having heard the things about Yeshua, el tusa entoi okloi opisten, having come up in the crowd behind, höpsato tu himmatiu autu, she touched his garment. Elegen garhoti, for she was saying that, ean hapsomai, ganton himation autu, so tersomai. If I should touch even of his garments, I shall be saved. Kai eotus exerante herperger tu, haimatos autu. And immediately the spring of her blood was dried up. Kai egno toi somati hoti iatai apotes mastigos. And she knew in the body that she had been healed from the affliction or scourge. Kai eutus ho Iesus epignus en heautoi tön exaltu dynamin exaltusan. And immediately Yeshua, having known in himself the power out of him, having gone forth, epistrapes entoi okloi, having turned about in the crowd, elegen, he was saying, Dismu herpsato ton himation, who touched my garments? Kai elegon autoi, hot mater taiautu, and his disciples were saying to him, Plepes ton oklon syntlipon tase. Thou art seeing the crowd pressing upon thee. Kai leges dismu herpsato, and thou art saying, Who touched me? Kai perie blepeto identön tuto poiesasan. And he was looking about to see the one having effectuated this. Hörde Gunnar pobertesa kai tremusa. And the woman, having been frightened and trembling, eduia hogegonen autoi, having known what was become to her, Erten kai prosepesen autoi, came and fell toward him, kai epen autoi pasan tön alertean, and told to him all the truth. Hode epen autoi, and he said to her, Tugater, O daughter, her pistis su seso kense, thy faith hath healed or saved thee. Hypage eserene, be thou going in peace. Kai isti hygies apotes mastigossu, and be thou sound, healthy from thy scourge or affliction. Eti autu laluntos, yet of him speaking, erkontai apotu archisynagogu, from the ruler of the synagogue, they are coming, legontes hoti, saying that her tugater su apetanen. Thy daughter died. Τι έτης τον διδάσκαλον. Why yet art thou troubling the teacher? Hode Ιησούς παρακούσας τον λόγον λαλούμενον. But Yeshua, having heard the word being spoken, lege toi archisynagogoi, is saying to the synagogue ruler, me pobu, be thou not fearing, monon pisteue, only be thou believing. Kai uka perken udena metautu synakolu tersai. And he permitted not anyone, nobody, with him to follow together. Emer ton Petron kai Jakobon kai Johannen ton nadel pon Jakobu. If not, Petros and Jakob and Johannen, the brother of Jakob. Kai erkontai estonoikon tu arkisynagogu. And they were coming into the house of the synagogue ruler, Kai Theore Torubon, and he is beholding a commotion, Kai Klaiontas, Kai Alaladzontas Polla, and much weeping and wailing, Kai Eselton. And having entered lege autois, he is saying to them, Titorubeste kai glaiete. Why are ye making a commotion and weeping? Topaidion ukapetanen allakateude. The child hath not died, but is sleeping. Kai kategelon autu. And they were deriding him, laughing at him. Autoste ekbalon pantas paralambane don patera tu paidiu. But he, having put all out, is taking with him the father of the child, Gaitern murderer, and the mother, Gaitus metautu, and the ones with him, Gai esporeuetai, hopu topai dion. And he is entering in where the child was. Gai gratesas tes keros tu paidiu. And having grasped the hand of the child, lege autoi, he is saying to her, Talitha, Talitha, cum, cum, hoestin, metermeneuomenon, which is being translated, dokoration, O little girl, soy lego egere, to thee I am saying, be thou rising. Kai eutus anester to coration kai periepate, and immediately the little girl arose and was walking. Erngar eton dodeca, for she was being 12 years. Kai exester san eutus extase megaloi, and immediately they were besides themselves in great amazement. Kai diestelato autois polla hina merdes gnoi tuto, And he charged them many things so that nobody might know this. Kai epen doternai autoi pagain. And he said to be given to her to eat.